This is Chew on This with your host, Monique Baker McCormick, and her co-host, Michael Van Tull, powered by the McCormick Report, Detroit's longest-running online community newsletter since 2008.
All right, welcome back to Chew on This Detroit. And we have a very special guest in the house.
Yes, as promised, Glenn McIntosh is here. He's the Senior Vice President for Student Affairs and Chief Diversity Officer at Oakland University. He's also lead minister at Renaissance Unity Spiritual Center. He's a licensed counselor, minister, published author, and a dynamic public speaker. Glenn McIntosh, Thank you so much. I know a lot.
Yes.
Thanks for being here on Chew on This Detroit.
Well, thanks for having me. It's an honor.
Absolutely. Well, you got a lot of responsibilities. Oakland, let me just say this. I want to thank Brenda Van Tull for helping to make the connection so that you can be here today.
And for you all that don't know, that's Michael Van Tull's wife.
Oh, yeah, Mrs. Van Tull. I have a habit of saying Mrs. Van Tull all the time. And when I actually say her name, a lot of people are like, who's that?
Right.
You know, because I just say Mrs. Van Tull, but it's actually like Brenda.
Yes.
And, you know, of course, she attended Oakland University.
Thank you, Brenda.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, she's going to love that. That's going to score me some points.
Right.
She's going to like me for that, getting that recognition, you know?
Well, she's an active alumni.
Yes, very active.
I appreciate her so much.
Yep, I know because I'm there at all those events.
You really are.
We are very active.
Yes.
It's a package. You get her, you get me.
Didn't you go there too?
I feel like it.
Yeah, I thought you went there. No?
No.
Oh, wow.
And that everybody there thinks I went there, don't they?
Yeah, including me most of the time.
Wow.
And it's like I have so much Oakland stuff, like shirts, hats, scarves, gloves. I got it all. T-shirts. Yeah, but you know, if I did go to a university, it would have been or would be Oakland University.
All right, that's good to hear.
Yes, and that's one of the things I wanted to talk to you about. I remember when I was chasing after Mrs. Van Tull 30-something years ago, I would drive up to Oakland, and there was a gas station, a pizza shop, and then once you passed those two things, there was Oakland University. But now there is so much stuff out in Rochester. University Drive is just the beginning of what Oakland University is. What's that been like? Because you've been there for years now.
Yeah.
What is that like? What's the difference now at Oakland and the surrounding areas?
No, it's been an amazing growth process for us over the last 30 years, and I've been there 31 years.
Oh, wow.
Amazingly, and so it's been part of the growth. We're a full-service campus, public regional institution, population 16,000 students, including the medical school and professional schools. And so, as you pointed out, Michael, we've grown. We have residence halls now, state-of-the-art facilities, two that are less than 10 years old. And you remember the old student union now. We did a transformation, about a 45-square-foot renovation. And so we're booming.
And that's not the only place that underwent renovations. There are a lot of the properties at Oakland have gone under transformation, and it's one of the best looking campuses in Michigan.
Yeah.
If you can tell us a little bit about the topography of Oakland.
Yeah. Well, as you mentioned, over the last 20 years, we built new constructions, our human health and services building, our engineering center, Oakview Hall, it's brand new Hillcrest Residence Hall. Again, the transformation and expansion of our student union. And so, again, we've just been growing just enormously over the past, 10, 15 years. And so it's very different from the university that you saw.
Yes, it is different. And, a lot of people don't realize that this the property used to be owned by the Dodge family.
That's right.
Automotive.
Yeah, Matilda Dodge Wilson is the benefactor, and so she donated the land so we could start the university. We were an affiliate of Michigan State University until 1963, and we got our
I did not
independence.
know that.
Yeah, so we were like the honors college for Michigan State for a number of years, and then branched off on our own, and so. We've been growing again ever since, and I want to stress that we've been growing.
And as I was saying, it looks good. I mean, there are hills, and there are there's grassy areas. There's almost like nature preserved areas. I mean, it's a great piece of property, even to this day.
Yeah, and then one of the assets that we have is Meadowbrook Music Festival.
Yes,
And so a lot of people don't realize that that's part of the university, and we have concerts in the summertime.
Okay, I did not know that was part of the university. Yeah, I was just reading your bio, DAPSEP, right? You were part or on the board for that. Are you still involved in?
I'm still on the board, representing our university, and I've been on the board now for about a decade.
Okay. My daughters were involved in that when they were in high school, so that just brought back
A
some
valuable program.
fond, memories of it. Yeah.
Well, it's a great program, and the history of the program is really trying to get underrepresented students, particularly African American and Hispanic students, in the STEM field. And so they do an excellent job every year of introducing STEM to students, particularly in the Metro Detroit area.
And that's what I wanted to talk to you about too. A lot of Black students, I don't think they necessarily think about Oakland University when it comes to choosing a university. What can you tell Black students that are graduating from high school about Oakland University?
Well, again, at 16,000, we're a mid-sized university with a small college feel in that when you come to our campus, you'll notice that there are offices that are dedicated to the student success. One of the offices, which I founded, is the Center for Multicultural Initiatives, now in the leadership of Omar Brownell.
Yes, I know him very well.
Yeah, and so with the Otis program, which is one of our scholarship programs dedicated to underrepresented students, that program has been around now for almost 30 years, and I created that program.
You did that. Oh,
Wow.
okay, great.
That's great.
But when we started that program, the idea was not to just give students a scholarship, but to build safeguards around them.
Kind of wraparound services.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And so one of the things each student receives is a peer mentor that they meet with on a weekly basis. They also get a faculty staff mentor that they meet with on a monthly basis. And so all of those things are really checkpoints to make sure students don't fall through the crack.
And not to be overwhelmed, because I think sometimes, as I said, there's a lot of stuff going on at Oakland, and I think some students would feel like under pressure, and they have to excel and exceed, and I think that's a good thing to have that support network
System,
to keep them going.
Yeah. Well, the rigor of college, is something that's brand new to a lot of students, particularly Detroit students, and again, thinking back to when I was an undergrad from the Detroit Public School. Shout out to Western High School. When I went off to college, it was so much more rigorous, and I had to learn to run faster. So with that program, the wraparound services. And Ms. McCormick, you're familiar with all the academic advising that we do, which is very important. And so that program has about a 90% success rate.
Wonderful.
And that students are retained from the first to second and third year at about a 90% rate, and so which is one of the highest in the country. So I'd say any student looking at a university, they need to look at the success rate of the different programs.
Right. So with the Trump administration, has that program been affected at all? Just because, he doesn't like the programs for minorities or any type of diversity inclusion programs. Has the university been affected by it?
Well, when the Trump administration took over in January, one of the things that they issued was executive orders and then a Dear Colleague letter directed at higher ed institutions, and it really challenged DEI and really called for the elimination of DEI, which forced us really to be very strategic and really inventory and assess our programs and say, how can we continue the work of serving the students and making sure that they're successful? And so that's been the challenge over the last 8 months.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So we haven't discontinued the program. We're moving forward.
Yeah, just trying to figure out different funding methods.
Yeah. Well, the idea is, you want to be in compliance with the laws. What the administration of Donald Trump has done is really set out to have executive orders and tie them to your funding, which has been a strategy that has really challenged universities like Oakland.
Right. I see that you manage 24 departments at Oakland, and you are in partnership with the city of Pontiac. Can you tell us a little bit more about that relationship with Pontiac?
Well, the OU Pontiac Initiative is entering its 11th year, and I have the honor of being a co-chair with Dr. Tom Kimball and working in conjunction with the mayor, Tim Grimel. What we do is really work around 6 pillars that we think will help with the upward mobility of the residents of Pontiac, but also give our faculty, staff, and students an opportunity to serve the local communities and being good students of place. And so we come up with different programs, everything from after-school programs to economic development, workforce programs for the residents of Pontiac. And so it's been a really good partnership where we learned a lot of lessons over the years. But one of the key lessons we learned is education is the stepping stone to upward mobility.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, one thing that we have not talked about, because it says you're a licensed counselor, minister, you are the lead minister at Renaissance Unity Spiritual Center. So there's more to you than Oakland University.
And Mr. Michigan.
Oh, you're not supposed to say that.
Yeah. Okay. We'll get to that too. So how have you, how has that, blended with what you do for your day job? How does that work?
I think Ms. McCormick really opened the door for that when she brought up what's going on now, the climate of our society.
Okay.
And to be in a leadership position, particularly a senior leadership position,
At this time,
you have to have a foundational base that's strong. And so for me, my faith is everything. I had Southern parents. Dad was from Georgia, mom from Alabama, segregated South. And so when they migrated up north, it was for opportunity. Neither of them went on to finish college degrees, but they really were steadfast in the fact that I need to use education as a tool for upward mobility. And so with that, they also said, never forget your ties to your spiritual base.
And didn't those strong families build us up to, that's what got us here.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I just wish that we still had those strong families.
Never forget where you came from.
Right. That came up here in order to make a living and provide for their families.
Yeah.
Those were some strong ethics back then. You know, and it really that's why this race has survived because of that. I would say that they were the greatest generation, to me.
I think so. And some of the traditions that we lost, even, things like daily having dinner together.
That's right.
When you gather around the table and you learn what's going on in each other's world. But parents actually...
Parenting.
They parented.
Yeah.
That's right.
They parented.
They taught you values.
Remember that calendar you saw and you said, oh, that looks like a nice calendar. That's where I got it from.
Oh,
I got it from Renaissance Unity. And I use that as my main calendar now.
Yeah.
And you know why? Because it had so many helpful, positive, spiritual sayings.
Yeah.
And I realized
you need that. You
I
do.
need that each day.
Because it reminds you of who you are and where you
and
come
it keeps
from.
You grounded.
And keep you balanced. And you need that. You need that.
And it's like we always say, every issue or problem that we encounter, this too shall pass.
That's right.
And it's so true. And as I age, I look back over the chapters of my life, and I realized I've been through
Those
so many
times
things.
came and they went.
They did.
Yeah,
You know.
I have to think about that nowadays too. I think we all do. That some of these things are temporary, and they will be gone.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You know,
What doesn't
They
kill
always
you
go.
make you stronger,
Right.
right?
Right.
That's
Right.
it.
And
That's
all
it.
those things that we went through over the years, they're gone now, aren't
That's
they?
right.
They're gone.
That's right. And we
Yes.
made it through,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
But what
We
you
made
guys,
it through.
but what you guys are doing, you know, in the media, is so positive, and I think it's
you.
Well, thank you.
counteracting because there's so many people now out there on social media with a platform that shouldn't have a platform.
That's right.
But you guys
Say
come
it.
with knowledge, wisdom,
You're
and
right.
skill that's so
And
critical.
and that was the reason we started this. So I had a community newsletter, and I forgot to cut off my phone. That's my daughter though. But I had a community newsletter called the McCormick Report, and it was really about informing the community because they just simply didn't know. And since I was kind of in touch with the community and people and moving around and really got the real stories, the real deal, I started that newsletter back in 2008. And then when the black radio station kind of disappeared, the
9:10 a.m.
one and only
Yes.
that we had left. We used to have, I mean, Mildred Gaddis is still, here, but other than her, I mean, it's like so quiet.
Yes.
It's like where can we get some good information that we trust, news we can use.
Right.
So that's where the McCormick Report came in, and the extension of that is the Chew on This Detroit. And that's how we happen.
That's powerful.
And so with that, the last question I like to ask, unless there's another from you.
No, you brought up this Mr. Michigan thing.
You want to
but
get
you do
dig
have
into
to.
that?
No, you can.
Okay.
You can do all that.
Well, no, go right ahead. Let's talk about Mr. Michigan.
Since you said it,
I did.
But we are wrapping up in a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
But I'm sure he would want us to move it on.
Elaborate a little bit about Mr. Michigan. How did you become Mr. Michigan?
You know, it became a hobby of mine to try to get in shape. I was an overweight youth.
Okay.
I got teased, Michael.
You were overweight?
Oh, yeah.
Overweight love in the house.
I know. I heard it all.
Right. Okay.
And then the '80s kids were terrible.
Yes. Yes, we were.
And we
well,
went-
not me.
I'm sure that was one of the
wasn't a
names they
bully.
called you.
Yeah. Miss McCormick, our parents didn't drive us everywhere back then.
No,
So you had
get
to
on the
walk,
bus.
Walk or catch the bus.
And so
That's
you're
it.
walking down the street and everybody's playing a dozen, and I was backlaying and everything, fat over it out. But when I got off into health and fitness, I was just trying to take off weight. But I'd always been involved with sports, track and football and baseball, and so we always had to lift.
Now, what college did
I
you
went
go
to Central
again?
Michigan University.
Right, you told me that. And so were you in track
I
or
played football there for a couple
football?
of years.
Oh, you're a football star. We got a
yeah.
football star.
But it just shows you that sports it does help when it comes
It
to
does.
academics because it helps to
does.
build you into a more solid person. Because you have to-
character. It builds your
because you have to be healthy, and that just it all works together. But you had the last laugh, didn't you? Because look at you now.
Look at him now,
Yes.
Mr. Michigan.
I just started working out, and I was my first job out of undergrad was at Bowling Green State University, and they had a weight club there. And so one of the days, one of the guys, came in and said, "You should do a bodybuilding show." I stripped off a lot of the fat and the muscle was showing, and
And it worked.
it worked.
Wow, nice.
Did that surprise you at the time?
Oh, it shocked me.
Say, look at me,
Wow.
Mr. Michigan. That's wonderful. You have so much going on and a great story and a book. It's time to bring your A game.
Yeah.
That just sounds like a great book to read.
Yeah. Well, I just believe that we can be, do, and have anything we want.
Amen.
I like that. Yes.
So I teach the youth council that's one of the sayings.
Yeah.
You can be, do, and have anything.
Yes, of course.
Anything.
The commissioner founded the Wayne County Commission Youth Council, and I think I talked about that too about you a few years ago.
Yeah.
When it was up and running. Unfortunately,
we're gonna keep it moving, even though my commissioners, my board, they just voted it down and out to eliminate it. That's a whole nother story. You guys can come on out on August 24th, and we're going to tell all of it. We're going to dig deep and tell it, the real story about the elimination of the Wayne County Commission Youth Council on the 24th from 10 to 4. 5, what's the address? 20169 James Cousins from 10 to 2. So last question. What brings you joy?
Oh, man. At this point in my life, it's just seeing the fruit of your labor, which is the people, the students, It's nothing more gratifying for me in the role that I'm in is when I go into the hallway or try to walk to my car and there's some student who stops me with an issue and they tell me about it. But that means they trust me and they see me as relevant and capable. And that's when I feel like, I need to give them my undivided attention. And at that point, I'm trying to help them move to the next level of their life. And so nothing brings me more joy than that. I give out my cell phone number to every student and tell them, when you have an issue, don't try to solve it on your own. Call me. Yeah. I don't sleep a lot. I sleep about 3 hours
a night. Wow.
And so
I believe you.
I'm available.
Oh my goodness.
That brings me joy.
And you sound that's what brings me joy as well. Just working with our youth and because they need it, they want it. They're reaching out, and if there's no one there to support them, then how can we expect the future of leaders and doctors, lawyers? So I think that's our job, and you're doing a great job.
Yes,
thank you so much for.
It goes back to to whom much is given.
Yes,
much is expected.
Exactly.
Great. Well, Glenn McIntosh, Oakland University, Senior Vice President for Student Affairs. Thank you so much for joining us here on Chew on This Detroit.
And make sure you like us and like this whole podcast episode.
Right.
Yes,
That's right.
Thank you.
And it's been great knowing you all these years too, and everything.
Likewise.
And
thank you for everything that you do.
Oh, absolutely. All right. Yes, as Monique was saying, make sure you share this program with your friends and relatives. Listen, like, and share it. Thank you for listening and watching the podcast. It's available on Apple, Spotify, iHeart, YouTube, or your favorite podcast platform. So thank you so much for listening. And don't forget, August 24th is our launch party. Right at here, 20169 James Cousins, near Greenfield and the Lodge Service Drive.
Baker McCormick and her co-host, Michael Van Tull.
Ready
Powered
to
by the
roll
McCormick
here.
Report, Detroit's longest-running online community newsletter.
Well,
since
welcome
2008.
Detroit to Chew on This Detroit Style. I'm your host, Monique Baker McCormick.
And I'm your co-host, Michael Van Tull.
And we are ready to roll today. This show is about information and empowering all of us with information that we can use. It started from the McCormick Report, which Chew on This is powered by it. And it is an extension of the McCormick Report. And so we're here today with Theo Broughton, and Michael is going to tell you more about who she is. And I know you already know who Theo Broughton is.
Yes, and we've known Theo Broughton for many years now. Nowadays they call it an influencer. Theo Broughton's been influencing people for a long time. It ain't nothing new.
Nothing new.
To her, a community activist and organizer and a radio and TV host. Welcome to Chew on This Detroit, Theo Broughton.
Thank you very much. I love the title of your show.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. It rang a bell to both of us, and I said, "That's it.
Yeah,
chew on this, Detroit. That's it. That's it.
Because we give you something to think about.
That's right.
That's right.
That's
right.
it. That's it." Well, Theo, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your history, and then I want you to think about what brings you joy. And tell us about that. Just tell us a little bit about your history first.
Let's see. Well, I've been in Detroit the majority of my life. I was born in New York, and living here has been different. And meeting and getting to know members of the community hasn't been really. What's a good word for it? Eye-opening, appreciative, etc. And the community was always willing to work together on whatever the issue was. And of course, you all remember the '60s, and of course the issue that we had prior to that.
So, is that where your activism started in the '60s?
No, actually, it started before that.
Oh, okay.
My sister was also very, very active, and the family would always get involved in whatever was taking place. As an example, for the election, elections were always set up in the public schools. The whole family would go. The children, my niece and nephews would all go, too little to vote, of course. But they had an opportunity to watch what was going on.
That's right.
And to learn and to know that this is something that I'm going to do when I get a little older. There was a protest in the community, and of course, my nephew and nieces were out there, and they were playing in the grass and picking the flowers and while we were protesting. And so time went on, and of course, that just came to be a part of me.
That's right.
To address issues that needed to be addressed.
So when you moved to Detroit, what did you get involved in initially? Because you have hood research. How did that come about?
Well, I was a child, at that time, but getting into adulthood in 1992, I was continuing to attend all of the community meetings that popped up. And Officer Reggie Crawford, at that time, he was a police officer, was also doing the same thing. So we ended up talking about and solving some of the issues, and people began to come to us and ask us questions, and if we could get involved in their issues, their communities. Mm-hmm. And we just did. It just kind of melded together like it was supposed to be that way. And there were people in the community who called us the In the Hood Research Department.
Oh, that's what. Oh, that's where it comes from.
Yes, we were in the Hood.
I always thought
Department.
I always thought it was somebody's last name that it was, named after. But no, it's the Hood.
There was somebody with that last name who wanted it. I can tell you.
I believe that too. But yeah,
and a friend told us that we should register and become an organization.
That's right.
What are you talking about? Who would want our name? We're not bothering anybody. We assist where we can, and we're not picking any fights with anyone. So we thought about it, and maybe a week or so later, we said, well, maybe we should go and register. So we went downtown to DBA department, got the application and started filling it out and everything. Got back to the counter and handed it to the clerk. She looked at it. Now, mind you, this was 1992. She says, I can't get all of this on here. In the Hood Research Department.
Right.
So
You shortened the name. Okay. All right.
that's
And
how it became Hood Research.
here you are today. How many years later? Wow.
About 33.
Wow, that's wonderful. Still doing the research. And that's what we all need to be about. You know, researching, not just going by what somebody tells you. That's one of the reasons why I started the McCormick Report, my community newsletter. And now Chew on This Detroit is an extension of researching and digging deeper and not just going by what somebody tells you to think or how somebody tells you to walk or talk. And that's probably why, you know, I get so much pushback on the commission, because I have never been about letting somebody tell me what to do. Exactly. Especially now as an elected official. That's not gonna happen. So yeah, you could try to, I guess, get people to jump on me like they did in the meeting.
Well, you had 5 commissioners respond to your comments the other day, and they were not happy about it.
Yeah, well, you know, the truth hurts, right? That's all that is. The truth hurts. And Theo, you know all about people being mad at you for speaking truth to power. So,
but you know, I'm very proud of the fact that you continued to go for that position for as long as you did, because you always say what is right, truthful, proper, etc. And they don't like that because it makes it more difficult for them to hide their dirty laundry. You know? So anyway, the concern is education. And I'm not talking about K through 12 education. I'm talking about political education.
that's what the Youth Council was about.
Right.
And they eliminated it. It was about civic education.
See, they don't want people to learn. For instance, when you look at a ballot, the word levy may be on the ballot. But if nobody knows what the word levy is, they may skip it altogether.
That's a new tax. That's what levy is.
Exactly.
I was going to ask her, please explain what a levy is,
That's
because
all
you're
that
right.
means. You're right.
It's so many people that don't know.
They don't know that.
Yes.
So, well, what we have been doing, we have a conference call that takes place every Saturday from 3 p.m. until 6. And we try to talk about things. That's a little detail.
What's the phone number before you go on your call that you have? It's very informative too.
Well, you dial 1-978-990-5000. It rings one time, then you put in the access code, which is 338729. You press the pound key and you're on with us. And you can share your new information.
And
Your
learn
current information.
from the other speakers.
That's-
And
That's
Theo,
right.
you started that to address your community, right? Barton McFarland community, right?
Well, it was for Hood Research, and Bart McFarland was
okay.
added into
Gotcha.
added into it. And you know, we have members all over the place, not just in the 7th district, not just in the city of Detroit or Wayne County. We have people who are members in the state, other states. And as a matter of fact, there was a member who became a lifetime member last weekend. He came to Detroit, and he lives in Nevada. And we have members in California.
Yeah, so from all
Yes,
over.
so-
Is there anything that before you leave that you want us to look at that you've researched recently that we may not be aware of, or a hot topic that's, of course we have the elections, but you know, anything that you want to ensure that people know about?
Yeah, well, I want them to take their family with them when they go to vote.
Yes.
That's so important.
Look over the ballot. if there's words that you don't understand on the ballot, seek them out. The library is there to assist. That's real easy. And you can call the tip line and ask whatever question you have because everyone does not have a computer.
That's true.
But 99% of the people do have a telephone.
Right.
So they can call the tip line and ask for information about that.
Yes, and you can see the ballot in advance of going to the polls so that you can do your research before you vote, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, so I started a campaign when I was running for commissioner, and my children were young then, and that was the campaign because I come from a PTA background. I was the president of the PTA at Cass, at Ludington, John R. King. That I was that parent there all the time, and so that was one of the things I started with the parents there. Hey, come on, you all, take your child to the poll. Take your child to the poll with you.
And one word everyone needs to know is politics. The definition of politics is politics determines who gets what, when, and where. So
I
when
like
they
that.
get involved,
Who gets what, when, and where?
that's right. So when you learn how it works, that will make you more interested and more anxious to get involved in the election process.
That's right.
So learn the word, share the word, the definition of the word, share it with your family, your friends, church members, co-workers, etc.
And every vote matters.
Oh,
and
yes.
every election matters. So that's the other misnomer. I will only vote in, the general election.
Not now.
And it's too late by then.
There have been people complaining because Rashida Tlaib stood with her people. Her people is the operative word, okay? They did not get involved
She stood
in the
with her.
process. Exactly, but wait now. The people in our community should be concerned because it's been reported that we have 450,000 registered voters. 450,000. Now, with her and her people, it's about 40,000, okay? So had we voted in numbers, it wouldn't have mattered what she did.
Yep, and that's for every election. It wouldn't matter for anybody if we all get out and use our power that we have as electors, and we don't use our power, and that's the problem. So last question, Theo. What brings you joy?
Oh, wow. Well, I guess number one would be my family, the excitement of what they're doing. My son has 4 children. All 4 children have gone through college.
Wonderful.
They got out of high school, didn't even question it.
Right.
It's not K through 12 for them, it's K through 16 plus. So what brings me joy to know that the family is interested in continuing all kinds of education. What brings me joy in my community is that there are more and more people who want to join Hood Research and Barton McFarland Neighborhood Association because they want to work together. They want to find out how we can beautify the community, how we can get the land bank to do its job and take care of properties that it has control of. When you find that other people are caring like you're caring, that makes you believe there is hope.
Hope. That's powerful. That is powerful. Well, Mike,
Theo,
how about you? What brings you joy?
that I can, when I get up in the morning, I don't have to punch a clock somewhere at a factory, and I usually have a day. My days are kind of free, and I'm not locked in. That's what I like. The freedom, freedom. That's what I like. The freedom. Okay, but Theo, you had me on your show. A couple times over the years, and thank you, and I'm able to now, return the favor as co-host of Chew on This Detroit.
Yes.
So I appreciate that for having me on your show, and yours is televised too.
Yes.
Yes.
So thank you so much, and it's good to see you out there. You're one of those people, you're a fighter. Just like Commissioner McCormick, you're out there all the time, and you've been doing this, I don't know, how many years now?
33.
33
And
years.
I just want to say, you know what? Sometimes, she wear these glasses over her eyes, and I think she's acting. Because
she can really see everything?
She can really see,
Okay.
y'all. I think she
acts like it, don't she?
I know.
Yes.
But seriously though, I just think you're amazing because for someone with a disability, no one can tell. And if Theo can do it, we ought to be ashamed of ourselves
Theo,
for not doing the work that we can do in this community to make a difference. Because this one, Ms. Broughton over here, she's making a difference.
Yes.
And she, with her disability, that may not even be really a disability for her because she's just learned.
Some people don't even know.
Exactly.
And you look so comfortable when you were over at Wayne County Community College the other day, the Northwest campus, and we were waiting for the program to start. You were sitting there. I mean, you just had it. You had total control of that room.
That's right.
Total control.
That's right.
Nothing happened without you saying something.
All right.
Yes.
So
like I admire you.
Yes.
Chew on this.
Yes.
Chew on this.
Well, thank you so much, Theo. We'll have you back one of these days again.
You're welcome.
Maybe when after the mayor's race.
And Mike, who's our next guest coming on today?
Coming up soon, Glenn McIntosh.
Okay.
He is the Senior Vice President, Student Affairs, and the Chief Diversity Officer at Oakland University. I'm looking forward to that interesting conversation.
Yes.
And more. He also is a speaker and a minister at a local church. I've actually been to one of his services, so I'm looking forward to talking with him in a few minutes.
Yes. So stay tuned.
Yep.
And tell a friend, share.
Yep. Listen, like, and share the podcast. Thank you for listening and watching this podcast. And this podcast is available on Apple, Spotify, iHeart, YouTube, or wherever your favorite podcast platform. So we're out there. Just make sure you let other people know about it.
And don't forget to come by on what date is this?
24th.
August 24th.
Yes,
We're
August.
going to have our official launch. So you're welcome to come and join us. That's a couple Sundays from now, August 24th, 10 to 2 at the McCormick's podcast room, which is located at 20169 James Cousin. 20169 James Cousins. Come on by August 24th. That's a Sunday from 10 to 2. Join us. We'll be back.
This is Chew on This with your host, Monique Baker McCormick, and her co-host, Michael Van Tull. Powered by the McCormick Report, Detroit's longest-running online community newsletter since 2008.